All right, what's going on? So today, Big U went to court yesterday, I think. So this paperwork came out like before, so I just want to run through that real quick. A lot of it's stuff already been out. But then we got this dude, 600 went to his court date, which is just kind of crazy, bro. Like real life trolling. Like you're over here making videos about this man, and then now you're going to his court date and seeing all his families. Like this dude's a trip. I do like what did Big U do to this dude for him to hate him that bad? I'm just curious. Or did he just see how he was and he was like, I'm just gonna, stand on business, fight for the little guy. So all right, let's just get into it. So pretty much this came out. Uh it was the hearing date. I'm not sure exactly when, but I think this is when they like told all this. So it's public or whatever, ends up on Pacers. So pretty much this is all his AKAs and then bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. This is all the cases that they cite. So it's like, all right, he committed this crime. This guy got out and didn't learn his lesson and kept committing the crime. So they use all these precedent cases or people that have got out and took off. Like you see Colombo here. There's some pretty big names in here. Like these are mafia dudes under the RICO Act and stuff. So yeah, a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. We see any like La Fontaine. I think that was like a crazy case. Then we pretty much get in here to the introduction. This is all just pretty much stuff we've already seen over and over. Just pretty much piece of shit, murdering Rashawn Williams, human trafficking, bank fraud from getting all the money and funneling it through developing options, I think it was called. But this is what struck me pretty funny on this one. This fool thinks he can manipulate Trump or something. So he says, he has even suggested that he can manipulate the president of the United States into intervening in the case and dropping the charges. He even, as he is simultaneously, I don't know what that word is, refers to the president as the orange man while in custody. Like, unless you got something on Trump, but I wonder, like, when Trump comes into, like, LA to do, like, his fundraising dinners or whatever he comes here, does he got to check in with Big U? Like, hey, I'm coming out, homie. Make sure I'm good. I don't know, one of those 60s coming up on me. Like, what the fuck is this dude thinking? But that'd be crazy, huh? Trump checking in with Big U to touch down in LA. Yeah, this is just pretty much like a bunch of evidence and like stuff he said. This is all from wiretaps. It says, in defendant's own words, if I would have had a problem with any man, the issue would have been resolved and he wouldn't be here or I wouldn't be here. So they're pretty much just trying to build it up to make him look like a fucking POS. This explains the RW. Oh, and this pretty much right here, because they start going at, like, even on Brick's paperwork, they said it was admirable that his mom would put up the sureties, whatever that word is, for a bail. It's like you kind of like sideways dissing the family, but right here they're pretty much saying any supporters of the defendant may offer as sureties will not protect the community. They did not save R.W., whom defendant murdered and abandoned in the desert. They did not save defendant's countless extortion and embezzlement victims, whom defendant terrorized or tricked for years. They did not stop defendant from leaving Los Angeles in the midnight hours before his arrest. And this is like a big deal. They keep bringing him burning rubber the night before because it's like, oh well, he ran once, he'll run again, but he like turned around and came back. He probably just wanted to gather his thoughts, like, damn, I'm about to go sit in jail for a long time. Let me just go out of town with my wife and kids, wake up, have breakfast, try to not think about this happening the best I can, and just give this last memory with them instead of the last memory waking up at 5 a.m., you guys breaking out of my house and taking me away in handcuffs. Like, at least their last memory was them driving, him to, I guess, the federal building and turning himself in. Like, it's a little easier on the family that way, even though they did fuck up his house and you seen the window was all bashed in. 600 was there too. This dude's crazy, man. After we go over these couple papers, we'll watch his video. Dude's a trip. All right, so yeah, leaving Los Angeles midnight hours before the arrest or hurling thinly veiled threats in the lead up to his surrender. Because, I'm sure a bunch of you seen that live video. It's been going around been around and around. But yeah, he was like driving back and he was like on live for a minute, pleading his case. This court should have no trouble finding the defendant represents a danger and risk of non-appearance, non-compliance with the court orders that cannot be adequately mitigated through the release conditions. With the utmost respect to pretrial services, pretrial supervision is not enough. For the sake of the community, defendant should remain in custody. So, there's pretty much like building up all their shit, telling the judge he shouldn't get out. This pretty much saying he's an avowed and feigned member of the Rolling 60s neighborhood as early as 92. Gang leader. Guess you got a tattoo. It ain't on you, it's in you. Which that's true, because for like gangs and all that stuff, why I really never joined a gang. I've had a few offers, and I'm old now, but in my younger years, but it's like, bro, if you grow up in that neighborhood, kind of born into it, or at least went to elementary school, and you grew up in this neighborhood with these group of people, yeah, it's like a gang guy, but it's like deeper than that. Like, all these people, it's friends, like neighbors, but like you try to move into a neighborhood or fucking think gang culture is so cool that you want to join a gang in your 20s. Like, that's fucking weird. That's fucking, I don't get that. But he grew up in that shit. These are your homies. These are your friends. It's a little different, I feel like. But, to get jumped in and be labeled it. But that's what I always told people. No gangs for me. Like crews, tagging crew, yeah, for sure. But like gang, like I'm not going to go fucking have beef with, like, say there's 500 dudes in the gang. Some more, a couple thousand, especially they've been around for 20, 30 years. Who knows what beef they have or what you're obligated to do for some dude you don't know or don't like. I'm like, bro, I'd rather be a friend. Because if I fuck with you and I'm a friend, then I'm going to do a lot more for you than because we're in the same gang. It's like, yeah, and shit like that, like, you give an inch, they'll take a mile. Like, you try to be a nice guy, then everyone's going to want something. And it's like, bro, try to help a couple, but I can't help it. And then, now you're the bad guy. It's too much. Glad I never did it. Guess I wasn't stupid enough. All right, so pretty much in various interviews, he's talked about selling narcotics, getting a percentage of all the illegal activity in the neighborhood. I guess he led a crew of body snatchers. I've actually heard this commented sometimes on a few podcasts and people joking about it. Not joking about it, but like, I don't know if they're a part of it or they're just using the same phrase. Eventually going to prison where he immediately claims to have paid off the guards and taken a percentage of the drug sales. See, this is also like what you're realizing here is all these people think, yeah, get on here, I can tell my story. It's statute of limitations expired, yada, yada, yada. But now you do get in a case like all these guys have, and now they're going to go back and bring up all your social media history and try to paint you like a horrible person. And yeah, unless you're like loose cannon and you're talking about crimes that you actually committed, which is crazy because their whole excuse was, well, it was no open case. How it goes is if there's open case, definitely can't talk about it. If it's never been charged or hasn't ever been came across a police desk, can't talk about it. The only time you can talk about it technically is if someone gets sentenced and they're willing to talk about it. Because if, you can't double jeopardy, you can't be charged twice. But it's like somebody has to go down for that and do the time and not be looking for anybody else for it to even be talked about realistically. Like, oh, it wasn't an open case. It wasn't even a case yet. I don't know. Some of these people trip me out. But, oh yeah, as I was saying, so they use all this to paint the picture of you. So it's like, you want to start podcasting, you want to start doing this or even make music, you got to leave all that shit in the past, bro. Because they're going to bring up all this shit. Like, you could talk about it, use it to build up who you are and all that, but you got to leave that shit in the past. You can't bring it with you. If not, you're going to end up like all these dudes catching Ricos. It seems like every day I wake up, there's a new Rico happening somewhere. Like, they did a Rico in Santa Clarita the other day for some Newhall Threse or a Newhall gang. I mean, I knew there's gangs everywhere, but I didn't know there was a gang in Newhall doing it. But it's funny. Like, normally when you see the Rico, there'll be like 20 guns, 30 guns, a bunch of drugs. I didn't really see much drugs in the picture. There's only 4 guns. So, if now there's like 30 guns and a bunch of, fully autos and what do you call it, switches, all that, then it's like, all right. But, 4 guns. Obviously not ready for war, I guess, right? I guess he used rolling 60s as muscle in criminal activities. Like, yeah, you don't pay me, I'm going to come there with all the rolling 60s. I'm sure there's a bunch of them. And if this dude had the respect that he wanted and, say it paid off, like that one time at the club. I think they even bring it up here, but when he got 30,000 at the club and you say, I'm going to send a bunch of 60s, like, you got to pay those guys too. I doubt they're going up there for free. Right? Like, you got to break them off something. Yeah, so that was like this statement of the facts. So that was pretty much statement A. Statement B's the RW situation. This is what just fucking was funny. He said he claims, when after he did it, he came back to the studio and he's all drenched in sweat or whatever, claiming he had gone to the gym despite the 2 a.m. hour. Most gyms are memberships and you got to scan to go in. Or most gyms probably have camera footage that maybe they have. I don't know if they have a couple years back, but they would definitely have you scanning to go into the gym. Or if you said you didn't have your thing and they're like, all right, let me type it up. Because for a gym, I'm pretty sure you got to like sign a waiver in case you get hurt. Even if you want to go and pay cash, I'm pretty sure you got to like sign the waiver. They got to check you in just for their own safety. They just start letting people work out with no waivers or any like history. I'll be getting sued all the time. And then, so that's B. And then section 2 of B is robbery and extortion. This is, I think, victim one's that monster dude that that Loose Cannon's involved with too, where they like kept robbing his dispensary and telling him to pay taxes. And I guess that guy, well, if they're a snitch, I guess if they're a snitch, they're still the victim, right? So, yeah, that guy, I guess he was sending stuff to Ohio, got wrapped up. And the whole reason I think this whole thing really started catching momentum is because that fool got caught doing his own fucking hustle out to Ohio. And then he was like, well, fuck, I can roll on this dude that's been taxing me. So then he started recording everything with Big U. And then that's when they got approval probably for more Title III wiretaps, when they started getting, Big U, Brick Baby, all these other people. I haven't heard any Loose Cannon wiretaps yet. I wonder if they're still waiting on that. Seems like the only thing they got from him is him actually like confessing to that shit on No Jumper. Well, I guess allegedly. So then, we go on. Then I guess he got another victim too for 30 grand for a party throwing in defendant's honor. I think this is that DC dude out at like Dallas or no, Houston. He had some clubs out here in LA. I think this dude actually had that club in Las Vegas that Blueface had the shootout with. I heard Wack talking about it the other day on the show, and they were like working it out. I guess Wack still owes him show when Blueface gets out or whatever, but I guess that dude got sued. It was all fucked up, so then he started suing Blueface. But yeah, I guess supposedly that dude's working. That dude CEO Munchie was on there claiming he working too. Bro, you want to play the game, bro? Someone's telling, bro, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Nowadays let me just open my phone and click the top left corner and record everything. Like, bro, they used to have, like, back in the day, if someone called you on the phone, to be able to record your phone calls was like a gnarly little machine. You would hear it. It's not like now, like, bro, why it's still ringing, you're already recording. No one even has a fucking clue. And then these cell phones, there ain't nothing secretive about them. If the cops want to watch it, it's ain't nothing secretive about that. And then it's like, say we don't want to talk on the phone, so then I'm gonna drive to see you. Well, when I drive to see you, they ping the phone so they know you're talking. The only way to like really get away with it is drive around with like a bag and you put it in there, and I guess just a bunch of different phones. I have no idea how you would get away with it nowadays. It's just good luck. And then here they go into all the different extortion victims. Yeah, this is like a bunch. For October 19, 2021, defendant told victim 1 that defendant was taking over the extortion of another business owner. Then on November 7th, 2022, on an intercepted call, after yet another extortion victim stated that defendant had not fully paid the extortion victim for work on defendant's vehicle. Defendant directed Martin to call the extortion victim right now. Stated that he would go out there and kill that. On February 14th, 2023. Oh, on Valentine's Day, huh? Not even spending Valentine's Day with your lady, bro. You're over here stressing, fucking extorting fools. On another intercepted call, Robinson told defendant that Robinson told Jew Boy that he owed the Big U Enterprise money, that they would allow a payment plan, but if he did not pay, they were going to shut this motherfucker down. Like, Jesus Christ. Imagine, bro, you just got these fucking big old black gangster fools, like, on your bumper. But most time when these, like, extortion shit happens, like, it's someone they kind of know or close or, you know, they just, you can't go extorting fucking some Asian that you have no ties to. Fucking dude's gonna call the cops or something, bro, or call some, you know, like maybe if like your business is like right in their hood and you're surrounded by all of them, it might be a little rough then, but like you're not gonna go across town and telling some dude, pay me. Like, yeah, right, bro. And I mean, you seen the fucking 94 riots, bro, the Asians on top of their fucking liquor stores with the AKs and the Mac 10s, Tech 9s, whatever they are. If you haven't seen it, dude, go watch some of those documentaries about the 94 riots and how those, I mean, it's just crazy how everything went down and all the crazy highlights. But what was gnarly was the Asians just on their rooftops like, you ain't burning this motherfucker down. All right, so then we get into part 3. Power to direct violence. So they're pretty much saying that he just got a gang of homies that will put in work for him. And this is another thing I didn't know. He got a 23-year sentence for armed robbery in 92. But then he got out in early 2000s. So I don't know if it got dropped down to halftime maybe or something got dropped. Or, because 23 years at 80%, that would be 16, 3, we'll just say 18. So 92, he'd have to get out in 2010. I think he was out before that. I'm not sure. But someone would have to let me know those numbers to be exact, because I don't feel like he really did 18. 18, 16, yeah, 18. I don't think he really did 18. I don't know. Could be wrong. And then pretty much always stayed with guns. He said, if I'm going to the club, pat down is out. I'm always strapped. I guess telling another guy, better come correct because defendant always has 2 blowers on him. Like John Wick, dude, double fisted, bam, 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 bam. With the 30 sticking out, bam, 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 bam. It's crazy life, bro. I mean, if you grew up in it, I don't know, man. Still just crazy, like, if someone tries to harm you, for sure, bro, stand on your business. But, like, to actively, like, drive by, like, oh, that's that fool from gang that I never met or dealt with, but I'm going to go fucking try to fight him and shoot him. Like, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. All right. So, the defendant described to an incarcerated individual tooling up with firearms to travel to a Crips neighborhood because we are the most arrogant, bougie, self-righteous motherfuckers on planet Earth. On April 1st, 2023, on another intercepted call, defendant asked someone to grab defendant's blower, which he left on the ground in a blue sweatshirt in front of a tire. Yeah, these cops already know what the hell you're talking about, bro. Blower, blower, blower. All right, defendant is not only physical danger, but a financial danger too. Yeah, so this pretty much goes into him getting money from celebrities, putting into developing options, and I guess they can track the transactions from going straight into developing options right into his personal account, and then they can track it to, they're saying right here, owning multiple homes, driving a Mercedes, taking lavish trips, and shopping for luxuries like a $30,000 necklace. I mean, if you're like someone trying to support the community and help these kids, like, I don't know if your mind thinks like I need a $30,000 necklace. Like, in $30,000 in your mind should be able to do way more for the community, essentially, than do more for, $30,000 necklace. Like, that would go a lot further for the kids playing sports than it would flexing the necklace. Priorities all fucked up, right? So the money taken from the donor taxpayers' pockets will never find their intended benefactors. Yeah, so I mean that he got to live with that, bro. The RW situation, depending how it played out, none of us were there. We really don't know. But what we do know so far, or what these papers tell us, is that he was funneling money from the kids, which that's fucked up. That's fucked up. And then right here it says he's fluent in obstruction. Pretty much, like right here it says destruction of surveillance footage, use of encrypted applications like FaceTime, demands to meet in person to avoid law enforcement, intercepted communications, had multiple phones, tells everybody not to speak to law enforcement, chastising any cooperators, pretty much just on their ass. You better not tell. Oh, this is pretty interesting right here. I guess at some point he instructed a victim's relative that the victim was to go to the lineup, tell him to pick the wrong person to insulate defendant's associate from the charges. So I'm not sure what the victim or what happened or who knows, but I mean, if you playing in the streets and that shit, you gotta roll like that. Like I knew a homie dude, my homeboy Bart. He was a little older, but he was trying to sell a 5-pack to some dudes, and they shot him, bro. And he ran like 40 yards into Walgreens with like 5 holes in him, bro. He survived. He's doing good, but they end up busting the dudes that robbed him for the 5-pack. And he got on the stand and said that ain't them. And he should have seen the look on that dude's face, because he didn't know what my homie was gonna do. And my homie looked and said, "Nope, that ain't him." But that dude was getting deported anyways. And then I think my homie had other flour on him, so he ended up having to go to prison for I think got like 3.5. So he got shot and then got busted and then still had to go do some time. It's fucked up. So, and then this one was I'll leave it up to y'all interpretation, but multiple intercepted calls, defendant talked about beating up or at least breaking a witness's jaw, and while defendant may claim other reasons for feuding with that witness, the court should protect him. The only person that I heard on any paperwork of Big U breaking anyone's jaw was Whack 100. So I don't know if Whack, what his rebuttal to this, but I think it says witness and I think it says victim somewhere. So, yeah, what's your story on this, Whack? And then this pretty much saying he fled with his phones hours before the arrest, attempted to intimidate and dissuade anyone from cooperating with law enforcement or otherwise reporting information about defendant. Defendant posted publicly on Instagram naming his co-defendants and known opponents, instructing the public to not associate with them. That's that one video y'all seen. I don't need to read it. And pretty much that's what they sum it up right here. And this is what they evaluate to see if you're eligible for bail. So pretty much this is them saying he should pretty much stay in jail. He has 43 charges. He has dangerous history and fucked up characteristics. That's it. Pretty much he didn't stop. And then pretty much these are all just cited cases. Oh, here's another quote. Release order noting defendant's total commitment to a life of crime, quoting defendant's threats to kill and finding his associates with organized crime and devotion to the mafia a highly relevant consideration to detention. Yeah, they make it sound like, he might have been, but I think everybody likes mafia movies, bro. If you got a little bit of thug in you, you respect the mafia movies. It's like, is what it is. Pretty much he faces a statutory maximum of well over 600 years. Because if he goes down for all this, he gonna die in there. And if he killed RW and depending how it happened and went down, fuck, bro. It's eye for an eye, right? That's what they say. He pretty much captured on a bunch of audio recordings, intercepted wire calls discussing various violent and other crimes for months and even years. pretty much saying, yeah, this one cop, he pretty much saying that just because he hasn't gotten in trouble doesn't mean he's causing trouble. But absence of conviction is not the same as absence of crimes. So they're pretty much saying just because you didn't get caught didn't mean you were out here fucking shit up. And then these are pretty much just all precedent cases. This one, more recent arrest for child abuse. Being a felon in possession of firearm. I don't know if just having a gun, they're trying to give child abuse or what this whole child abuse thing is about. Shouldn't be beating your kids, bro, if that's the case. But a lot of things can be considered. I mean, driving without a seatbelt on your kid, I think, can be considered child abuse, which you should have the seatbelt on, but it's like not the seatbelt, not having it on. And getting an accident is fucked up, but it's not like you're hitting them. You just didn't have the seatbelt on for whatever reason. I don't know. Not able to conduct himself the right way. This is pretty much another precedent case about taking off right after the crime. It says defendant is not only a risk of danger to the community, but has acted his dangerousness time and time again. It's pretty much just smutting him up. More precedent cases. So yeah, that pretty much sums that up. We got one more paperwork, and then we'll watch this Big U one. This is pretty much minutes detaining hearing. This is pretty much saying what they did. Government request for detention granted. Court ordered defendant permanently detained. Defendant remained to the custody of United States. What's USMS? United States Marshal Services. And then this is the other one. United States. These last three documents all came out like the last couple days. Oh yeah, it says the court held a detention hearing and found that detention is warranted. The order set forth the court findings of the facts and conclusions of law as requested by Section 18, whatever, and a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. It's funny, none of these are marked. I don't know if they had to be, but then they marked these ones down here. Analysis and statement of the reasons for detention. By clear and convincing evidence that no condition or combination of conditions of release will reasonably assure the safety of any other person and the community. By a preponderance of evidence that no condition or combination of conditions of release will reasonably assure the defendant's appearance as required. I mean, you guys took everything from him. One thing, like living on the run, like people think, yeah, I'll just run. I mean, if you had a lot of money, like maybe a lot of Bitcoin or something that fully ain't traceable or something, but it's like, what do you want to go live in another country and live on the streets? Like, running from the cops and looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life isn't the most appealing. It gets tiring. I mean, I've seen enough documentaries and watched a lot of stuff that it just seems like some people, like, you know, you might have it if you're well off or if you got another community, good ties, but you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. Well, I mean, I guess he could go some places. I'm mainly thinking like when white dudes think they can like run to Mexico when they commit a murder or something. It's like, dude, you don't even speak the language. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb. Think these little communities are going to want some white dude murder on the run in their town? For sure they're going to call and get the little money. For sure. But in addition to any findings made on the record at the hearing, the reason for detention include the following. Weight of evidence against the defendant is strong. Subject to lengthy period of incarceration if convicted. Prior criminal history. History of violence or use of weapons. And we got a prior attempt to evade law enforcement. See, I said they're going to make like a big deal about that just because he took off for a few hours. It's like, dude, you want to go spend some time with his family. Like when he was in the video filming, driving back, he was like, I think with his wife, his kids. Like, it's not like he was running away and out thugging and trying to go whack somebody before he turned himself in. Like, he just took off so he could like spend last time with his kids and give them hugs and like not make the last memory. You know, like imagine if he was out of town for a couple days, came home and then got raided, and then you didn't get to see your kids for 3 days, and now they're waking you up at 5 a.m, taking you to jail. Like, You don't want to put your family through that. You want the last memory with them to be like breakfast, lunch, maybe a little shopping or something. Like, just spend some time with them instead of just being hauled off to jail right away. So yeah, that pretty much sums that shit up. Big U ain't coming home. He gonna be fighting that shit from in there. So let's see what this dude 600's trolling his ass about.
What dudes that the energy be like in person, you feel what I'm saying? Because I'm by myself, I'm gonna show up. Ain't no, you ain't going and all that. We all been to court before, nigga, all type of things happen at court. It been fights at court and all that. So let's just see what this energy is at when we and these people with presence, you feel me? So bam, we get there, you feel me? Mind you, I'm early. And they start a little late. But as we in the hall, we're all in the hallway, you feel me? And some lady, I'm not gonna say her name, is there supporting the dude. And she's like, come up to me, want to talk to me, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing here? I'm like, I'm just here supporting. You know what I'm saying? You've been disrespectful. Disrespectful to who? How? You've been, okay, what did I say that was disrespectful? She couldn't tell me. You said, oh, you recording me? Well, look, I'm a switch for you. So she want to turn around and do like, and she want to model for me. Mind you, this is someone's mother. You feel me? She says, I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna switch for you. So she wanna show her little booty, you feel me? And show off to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your son, who's
Big U is older than 600. 600 is probably like 40 something, maybe high 30s. Big U's in his mid 50s. So when he says same age as my son, I don't know if he's talking about Big U, but who else is busted in there?
my age know what you're doing? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know, I really hate to talk about the mama because, you know, I had a mother, she's not here, and I know how emotional women be. So I'm not gonna really go in on her as I should. I got all right to. She physically went in on me. But I'm gonna give her a pass because she's emotional for whatever reason. I don't know why she's emotional. It just is it's what you've been dealing with forever. But we're gonna live out of it. Just say this, man. You know, so we're gonna talk about the court after. So we're gonna talk about what happened in the court after. So as we all leaving the court, mine just like 30 of them. It's one of me. You feel me? Elevator getting crashed or not. We all gonna get up in this elevator. We all in here. It's packed, jam-packed. So once again, I'm gonna be respectful because women are emotional. The woman gets up on me and bump me against the wall. You happy? You happy now? I'm looking around like, bro, like, what's she doing, man? You feel me? Like, please get her, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, her people came in between us to calm her down. And I was ultimately respectful because anybody else, if you touch me, I got the right to touch you. But I was just overly respectful for emotional black women. You know what I mean? So I didn't say nothing. I didn't react.
This fool's evil, bro. He just loves trolling people. Like I said earlier, I wonder what his hatred for Big U is. Like, what's it stem from?
And I had 2 occasions, you feel me? Oh, hold on. Before the court even started, before anyone got there, I'm sitting on the bench by myself. The same one who I'm trying to be respectful to came and sat next to me, almost knocked me off the chair. Bumped me. I'm gonna sit next to you. I'm like, huh? Like, why the physical contact? So when I get up and get on my phone, the same person who's seen us in the elevator, got between us, he said, can I sit right here? She said, no, that's his seat. I'm like, so he probably went like, what's going on? Like, what you mean his seat? I got up. I don't want no physical, you know what I'm saying, altercations with no women, you know what I'm saying, in a federal building, right? So mind you, all that's going on, right? So we're in the elevator, we're ending, right? It's a little bit of like tension popping in. So I'm like, oh, no. Let everybody else out this elevator. Let's close the door and let's holler. We're gonna holler about right here, right now. I'll push number 6. Let's go back up. Let's holler. The same person who got in front of the woman, he like, nah. Okay, so let's go outside and holler. So mind you, my mind, I done been in courts.
Those elevators have cameras in them. So you're going to get in a fight with this dude in an elevator with a camera filming the whole thing. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
in fights in court before.
I mean, the only place you can go is in a bathroom, bro, because can't film in bathrooms. Trust and believe they're filming in that elevator.
So I'm thinking we just wording this up right. It's all, I mean, you seen these scratches or blemishes on me? Because these dudes be popping it about me. Mind you, I'm at the same place I'm at for 2 years.
What you say?
My mind, I done been in fights in court before. So I'm thinking we just wording this up right. It's all, I mean, you seen these scratches or blemishes on me? Because these dudes be popping it about me. Mind you, I'm at the same place I'm at for 2 years. Then you know his mama, well, you know what they're saying? You happy now? You happy because you got denied bail, right? I've been doing the same thing before he got denied as I was doing after he got denied. I'm in the same places, same restaurants. I live in the same place, drive the same cars for the last 2 years that this dude been on the streets. So me being happy about him being denied or in jail has nothing to do with my reality. I do the same thing with or without that dude in jail on the streets. Ain't nothing changed. Some of y'all might just got found my page, but ain't nothing. Go look back 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We're doing the same thing, same place. So now let's get into what happened in the court. So, mind you, I'm the first person to walk in the door. I'm at the door, 11 o'clock sharp. I pull the door. He like, no, I'll let you know when we're in there. I'm like, damn, okay. So they like 5 minutes late. He finally let us in. Oh, make sure everyone's phone's off. Oh, no, phone's off. Take out my earpiece now. I'm the first one to walk through. I could see him through the glass. He's sitting right there. I'm the first one to walk in. I said, oh, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, what's up, man? You know what I mean? He look at me, look away. Buster, scary. Don't even want my guy. He's scary, right? So I go in. I'm front row. We gonna see what's going on. Cause see, these other minute orders been sealed, bro. So a lot of stuff goes on they don't want people to see for whatever reason. We don't know. You feel me? Anyway, let's talk about his lawyer. So his lawyer, no, first I believe it's a prosecutor, DA, whatever. They run a whole list of why he should get denied, right? So when it's his lawyer's time to speak, his lawyer has a problem standing up. So he says, let me get up for a second. Okay, get up. He stands up and he tells the judge, give me a second, let me get over here. I guess some type of injury, health problem, whatever it may be. But he was standing up already past Big U to go to the podium to speak how the DA was stern and be able to speak. You know what his lawyer did? No. The judge gave him an opportunity to sit down. He said, you know what? You can present from right there. He said, I guess, and sat down. Right there, when I seen that, I said, this lawyer's not even trying to get this dude out. If that had been me, how I was able to stand up, I would have walked to that podium and presented my case and defended my client with everything I got. That dude sat down next to Big U and was pleading his case. And the other dude stood up. Mind you, they got the thing, they got the speaker. Everything he's saying is loud and clear. He's able to look at the judge right in his...
Yeah, that's a little crazy, bro. My lawyer better get his ass up and look professional and, like, you know, talk to the judge correctly. Yeah, that's a little crazy. Yeah. But, dude, he ain't got no money. Is this a public defender? I mean, what's the feds have? They have to have some kind of public defender, right? Or is it just some cheap-ass lawyer thinking to get a little fame off of this? Because that shit's expensive.
Face and stand up. This lawyer, oh, man, bless his heart. But, so let's get to the meet and greet, right? The lawyer didn't have anything to stand on. His only key bullet point thing to stand on was that Big U surrender. That's all he had to say good about it. So as we going through this thing, right? You know, the prosecutor said what he say. He get to speak. He get to speak. So the prosecutor said, I don't know if it's DA prosecutor. Please correct me on that. He like, not only when he turned himself in, he fled. He already fled, so you can't say turn himself in. They played the video of him mentioning WAC 100 and 600. He said that 600 was with the FBI when they raided his house. He said that 600 and WAC 100 are working with the FBI. You know what the district attorney prosecutor said? He said that those are lies and that those people have never spoken with the FBI. Okay? That's what he said. So they used what he said against us, against him. So he said, by him saying that 600 and WAC 100 are working with the FBI, he said everyone knows if people in the streets are working with law enforcement, that puts a target on their back. They say that he used that as smoke signals to put threats on our lives. This is what the DA says, right? So then they pull up a next clip. They show a screenshot of a guy who works for Developing Options. You know what it said? It said, free Big U, kill 600, and keep the rest. They put his screenshot up. You know what they said? This guy's an employee that was just seen a few days prior with Big U in the cart on Crenshaw and Slauson with a Developing Options hat who just got hired for him a month prior.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. But they're not playing, man. Every little thing you do, especially if they're building a case against you, they got someone snapping flicks. They're building the case. And, here we go. I mean, granted, if everything 600 is saying is true, but for the sake of content, I got to believe what he's saying, right? To comment on it correctly.
So they're using all this stuff against him. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff came up. They also said that when they raided his house, they were told that it was a firearm in the house. They asked the father, he wasn't there. The father said, it should be in there, but it's not there. You know what I'm saying? Pop's like, man, I'm 80 years old, bro. I'm not going to jail for that shit. That motherfucker getting there, you feel me? It should be there. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said, man. You know what I'm saying? So, with all that stuff, right? So he's definitely being charged with the murder. Y'all remember my video I said a few weeks ago, he's not being charged with one indictment? So that was one of the arguments that Big U's lawyer said. Big U's lawyer said that all this stuff about a murder, there's no police reports, he hasn't been charged with it. Mind you, the DA over there in the cut, like, I'm gonna let you finish. As soon as he's finished, you have anything else to say? He comes up and says, no, actually, he is being charged with the murder. I said, oh, Big U's being charged with the murder? So then they start talking about the murder. They said that the first time they contacted Big U's family about the murder of Rayshawn Williams, he wasn't even a suspect. They only contacted them to see what they knew about him. And Big U wasn't there. The wife was there. They said the wife called from a mother's phone, called Big U, and said, hey, they came asking about Rayshawn. They got all that. He wasn't even a suspect. They said that made him guilty, right? That made him a suspect right there. So then they got the guys telling on him, 50 witnesses telling on him. They got suspects that are gonna come and testify in court. The dude is cooked. Denied bail. You know, I might have to do another video. It's so much stuff that they say that was almost 2 hours. And I took a mental note of everything. I wasn't able to record. I really wanted to get everything, but just some of the key points I gave y'all. Dude is cooked. Oh, another thing the lawyer said was these people are here to put up their property to bail him out. And, he should be fighting this from home. He's not a threat. He's not a flight risk. Everything he said, they debunked it. He said, no, he is a flight risk because he already fled. They said, he just wants a second chance. They said, no, he has a second chance. You know what they did? They read off all these charges previously. He's been arrested for murder. All these charges. They said he's had a second chance. They said something like, this is the paradigm of that, something. I don't know the definition of all that, but they said that. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So, so then the lawyer said, if for whatever reason, and they arguing the fact that let's put them on strict monitoring, no people contact, ankle monitor, such.
And it's like these guys all wanting bail, but that shit's gonna be so strict, they ain't gonna be able to do shit. I mean, obviously you want to get your ass out of jail, sleep with your old lady and be around all that, but I mean, your kids too. But you're gonna be on house arrest. You ain't gonna be able to make no money. All your family just put up all this money and this property, and now you're still costing them money because you can't really do shit. Yeah, I mean, you're going away for the 600 years. Like, for sure, I'm trying to run, bro. You let my ass out, I'm fucking gone, bro. As long as I can, because if you leave me in here, fuck, I'm probably gonna die. I mean, he's like 55, I think. Bro, another 30 years maybe. He's a little big dude, probably healthy though. Who knows? I can't call it, but yeah, I'm burning rubber for sure. I just said it's a pain in the ass, but you might as well go enjoy it instead of what are you gonna lose your case and then you're gonna show up at jail and be like, all right, I'm never coming home. Bye. I don't know. Like, yeah, if you're coming home in 2, 3 years, 5 years, like, yeah, you could show yourself up and surrender. But yeah, I'm gonna go away for 600 years. I'm never coming back. I might end up at ADX. Like, yeah, I'm out of here, dude. Catch me like the Gingerbread Man, and then I'll do my time when you catch me.
such and such. And these people are putting up their properties, and if anything was to happen, he'll never get out of jail. Why would you say that? Like, you already admitting to him never getting out of jail. Like, that lawyer is a dump truck. I'm just being real with you, bro. Like, me, let me give y'all some game. If I was Big U's lawyer, he never argued, and I just came up with this, thinking about this right now. I would have said, listen, Your Honor, my client is 58 years old. He'll be 59. He's in bad shape. He's over 300 pounds. He has knee problems, health problems. He's not in any position to flee. You know, everything you have, he hasn't been convicted. He just want to fight at home. Your presentation is everything. It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And I would have stood my ass up on that podium and presented this and said, look how many people he has here to support him. That lawyer didn't do none of that. He didn't bring up the people in the audience. He didn't have a stern look at, he's sitting down lounging next to his client. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't have hired that dude, but that's part one of what's going on. He's been denied bail. Oh, so did I talk about how tough these guys be talking when they see me? It ain't like that. I don't know. Like, share, and subscribe.
All right, so that was pretty interesting. Pretty much a lot of that stuff I was already saying in the paperwork, but 600 put it all in one spot. He's, for some reason, got a lot of hate against Big U. But, he'd be good supporting, I guess, going to the court dates, showing up, just him versus 30. Got to give him credit for that. You definitely got to give him credit for that. But I wonder, do you need the real ID to go in the court buildings, or does that go into effect, next month? So all these people fighting that want to go see their Big UR relatives, whoever's loose cannon, they better all go get that real ID, because they ain't going to be getting in no federal buildings if they don't get that shit next month. Or is it end of this month? Well, who knows? Sometime. But with that, put your 2 cents in the comments. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Comment, like, subscribe. Later.